What's going on, Legionnaires, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. If you're new to the channel, hit that sub button and hit that notification bell. Make sure you're not missing any of the content that we have coming out. And for this video, we're going to be diving into Infinite Frontier Wonder Woman issue number 770. Now, this will be written by Michael Conrad and Becky Cloonan, art by Travis Moore, and colors by Tamara Bonvillain. And with that being said, let's dive into this issue. Alright, so getting into the first pages of this, Wonder Woman wakes up in the middle of a battle. With rampaging hordes of mystical beasts bearing down on her, she is completely discombobulated on where she is. And this is when somebody reaches out a hand and tells her that this is no place to rest, and welcomes her to Asgard. And he continues to go on and introduce himself as Siegfried, or if you want, the slayer of the dragon Fafnir. And Wonder Woman asks, is this the afterlife? And he says, you know, that's what they call it, and then asks for her name. And she says that her name is Diana, and that she is a warrior. And she gets thrown a sword by Siegfried, and she starts laying into the battle. And this is when she asks, who is our enemy, and what is this battle about? And Siegfried tells her that there is no reason. At least they have no reason. Their purpose is to fight and die. And this is what they do. Each night, they kill, they die, and they celebrate in the hall. As new days dawn, the fallen are restored. And then they make merry and do it all over again. This is the warrior's dream. And this is when we see Wonder Woman go to protect Siegfried, only to get slain on the spot. And we see the light fade from her eyes, and in the darkness a whisper, telling her that this is all wrong, that she's in the wrong place. But nobody is sure why this has happened. But she can't stay here because her powers don't belong here. And this is when she wakes up in the hall, next to Siegfried, being told that the battle was well fought. And she made quite the entrance, and her death will be talked about for years. And this is where they share some mead, and he tells her that this is a perfectly normal thing, to die. This is what everybody does here. Most of them die multiple times a week. And so this obviously confuses her because she's used to being immortal. She's used to not having swords and weapons of this stature be able to do any kind of harm to her. And so they toast, they drink to Diana and to the Valkyries. And as they drink, time passes. And time passes very quickly in the mead hall, where the drinks are many and the hearths burn long. In this hall of warriors, Diana finds herself feeling strangely at home. Perhaps maybe it's the mead, or perhaps it's knowing that in this realm, mortality has no place. It has no consequences. She can let go of everything that she has forgotten. She can surrender herself and unburden herself of the ghost of heroism. If it's only for a moment. And as she falls asleep, she hears the whisper again, telling her that this place may be enjoyable, but it's not where she belongs. And that she's running out of time, that she needs to remember that she's Diana of Themyscira. Now waking up the next morning, naked in bed, asking if anything happened, and Siegfried says no. Saying, you know, he's a man of honor and he wouldn't do such things. Especially while she's intoxicated. And this is where she gets dressed and heads out. Needs to really, you know, clear her head of everything that she's having to digest right now. And so she left Valhalla without knowing where it is she was headed. But she was determined to figure something out. And as she sits here in the snow, she attempts to fly, raising her feet up, only to have gravity force her down, learning that the rules here aren't the same as Earth. And she's gonna have to learn and adjust to this new environment she's living in. And the more that she tried to remember her old life, the further away it seemed, the dimmer it was becoming, more like a memory of a dream. And so she decided her questions could wait, and she just explored everything that there was. And upon her travels, she met a tiny squirrel-looking creature. This creature asking for her help and to follow it. And as it takes off, they take off running. And the squirrel thing lets us know that its name is Ratatuska. And this squirrel brings Diana to the World Tree, the glorious queen of the parliament, and the squirrel's home. But the issue is the World Tree is sick. Though she may look sturdy and her roots are deep, the World Tree is dying. And with the death of the World Tree, the arrival of Ragnarok soon follows. The end of all things. And only Wonder Woman can help. But the words Wonder Woman ring hollow to Diana. She even asks, who is that? This is how far her memory has faded from the person she once was. And how much Valhalla has really absorbed and become everything she knows. But before she's able to help, she hears the Horn of War calling her to battle. And so she tells the squirrel that she will return to stay with the tree, and that after the battle, Diana will come and help. And so she takes off, heading to prepare for battle. Given a sword with magic abilities, they head into the battle. And as this battle progresses on, they see the one and only mighty Thor on top of a giant snow troll, is what it appears to be. He comes down with his mighty hammer, and we see people flying in all directions. And Diana, she enjoys this. This is the warrior's dream. And as this battle progresses on, we see her impaled with a pike, and she dies. Siegfried at her side as she goes, getting up, raising his sword, swearing on Odin that his sword Graham will taste blood this night. And this is when Diana hears the whispers again, telling her that the teeth are sinking into her. The longer she stays here, the more she forgets who she was, the more she gets worn down. It'll be harder to hold on to memories, and that she needs to remember that she is Olympian. And she asks, if I'm Olympian, then I don't belong here. How did I get here? And the whisper tells her that it doesn't know. The bridge was closed thousands of years ago, and this realm has been on borrowed time for centuries. The death of the World Tree is a harbinger that their time soon will come, and Ragnarok will be soon upon them, and Asgard is fated to be doomed. And this is when she wakes up, looking for Siegfried, but not able to find him. And after doing some searching, learns that he's not the only individual that hasn't returned from the last battle. And so she goes to the place of his last known being, and that's the battlefield. And this is where she finds him, laying out, almost dead on the battlefield, or at least appearing to be dead, but the Valkyries haven't come. And this is when our squirrel arrives to let her know that the Valkyries have disappeared, and nobody knows where they are. But the squirrel says, if you come with me, if you help me fix the World Tree, then we can help your friend. Because helping your friend means we can bring the Valkyries back. Bringing the Valkyries back means the dead get carried off the battlefield. And we see Siegfried stand up. Not sure what's going on, but he feels like he's fading. He's losing himself. And then we start to see him slowly disappear. And just like that, Diana falls back into the role of hero. And now she's got a new task to stop Ragnarok from destroying all of Asgard. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Personally, this has to be a one of my favorite Wonder Woman lines. Her in Asgard just living a jolly warrior Valhalla type lifestyle. It is absolutely amazing. Being able to see her really let go of everything. Being able to just enjoy where she is in that moment. It is really such a great thing. Even if it was temporary, we really got to see her, be able to just be herself. Even if it was for a small time, and not be in the spotlight, not be needed on, not be called upon for some kind of disaster. Now, this leads a lot of questions, coming out of Dark Knight's death metal, Diana was pretty much godlike. And so that could explain how she ended up in a realm for the gods. But hopefully the next issue will give us much more detail on exactly what happened between Dark Knight's death metal and issue 770. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you have not yet, please do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, and until the next issue,